And my name is Julia Beyer. I'm an SOC career advisor at American University, and we're going to be talking about how to create a creative resume. So our agenda for today, what is a creative resume? When to use it? Format, creative resume samples, and how to create it, potentially share it, and what are some limitations when it comes to creative resumes. What is a creative resume? A creative resume is the type of resume that doesn't follow the standard format. You could potentially have some color, you could have some pictures, you could have some design elements. And although there are certain things about a creative resume that follows the same traditions as a traditional resume, such as listing the organization name, title, dates, and descriptions, the look of it can be very different. Because as it says here, the resumes are typically creative, catchy, and designed to showcase your skills and qualifications. When to create a creative resume? When you're applying to a creative role, when you're applying to a creative company. I have spoken with some companies that are very excited to receive a creative style type of resume. One of them is Discovery Communications. Another one is Politico, as an example. And as a way to sort of set yourself apart from other candidates and to show a little bit of your creativity and personality, this can be a good way to showcase that. So if you're applying for these creative type roles, having a creative resume as a sample of your creativity can give a good example of what you can do for the company for the type of role that you're applying for. It can also show your personality. So it's a great way to represent the creative side of you. What's true about both the traditional resume and the creative resume, whether you do both or do one or the other, recruiters spend an average of 6 seconds on reviewing the resume. That's not a lot of time to make a first impression. So what is true about both is that you have to keep it to one page. Recruiters also read the resume the same way. They read from top to bottom and from left to right. So what is on the top half of the resume is critically important. It is the prime real estate of your resume. And what is on the left is also prime real estate because people read from left to right. So a lot of times creative resumes don't have one big column. There are couple columns on the resume. So it's good to be strategic about what you're placing in those columns and what you're bringing people's attention to first. So you will be straddling the traditional look along with the creative look with the creative resume. Some format recommendations. There is no perfect design out there. We're going to be looking at some samples, but at the end of the day, you want it to be simple, clean, and uncrowded, regardless of whether it's a traditional or creative resume. You don't want to use more than 3 to 4 colors. It gets a little bit too overwhelming. As I said before, we're going to be researching some samples, but you can research some additional samples for yourself to see what you like. And then once you decide on a design, you can brand yourself across all of your materials, which could include your cover letter, business cards, a portfolio, and or other social media platforms. You can brand yourself across all those platforms, so it makes it very easy to find you and for an employer to know that it's you that they found on social media. Some resume samples. So here's one creative design sample, one page here. We have a couple columns. You can see how they decided to create a design, a logo. Some people use their initials in their design, and then they have a couple of keywords to represent their skills or interest areas. And so this is a nice way to brand because it's very clean, and they include their contact information down at the bottom left. Why? Because again, the prime real estate is the top half. So as you can see, the skills are what's really important for this person to stand out about themselves, because they have it listed at the very top. And then experience. And then they branded themselves over here on the left-hand side in a very clean manner. And then they have their contact details further down the page, which is totally fine. But as you can see, they've broken their sections into skills, experience, digital media, and education. And how you break up your experiences is up to you. What you call your experiences is flexible, just as long as you have the most relevant experiences towards the top of your resume. So let's look at another sample. This one looks to be a little more text heavy. As you can see, the person decided to include the company logo in their descriptions. They also branded themselves with some keywords and included a bio. Now, a bio is not absolutely essential to include on the resume, because you can include it on your portfolio site or on your LinkedIn profile in the About section. But if you do have space for a bio, that can be a good way to introduce yourself to an employer. As you can see, also the contact information is at the very bottom. Just as long as the contact information is somewhere on the resume, that's what's most important. And as long as you stay consistent with your format, however you decide to list your experiences, that's what's most important, because you want this to be as easy to read as possible for the recruiter, because they're spending 6 seconds or less on the resume. And here's one final sample where somebody has a photo of themselves. And again, I've heard some employers that are perfectly fine with this. Not all of them will be happy with it, but for those who might want to brand themselves this way for creative type roles, this is okay to do. And this person even has the connect to their LinkedIn profile included at the bottom. And you can see that they have branded themselves here at the very top under their name. They have a quick profile. What's important for them to jump out is their film projects, then their awards, then their work experiences. You see how the graphics are a little bit different than a traditional resume here. Okay. So you can see there's many different types of resumes there, styles to take into account. So sources for creating a creative resume, Canva. You can see many creative resume samples on Canva, even if you just Google Canva resume samples. We can do that now just to give you a quick look. Because in addition to the ones I have, there's many other samples, many other ideas that you can get from Canva. Okay, Easily is another resource to build a creative resume and or design software, such as Adobe Illustrator or Adobe Photoshop. Of course, if you don't have those technical skills, Canva might be the easiest place to design these style of resume. Limitations. So when somebody has a creative resume, I do strongly recommend that they have a traditional resume to go along with it. Why? Because we have the challenge of application tracking systems. And when you submit a creative resume, one that has different formatting to an application tracking system, sometimes the formatting can be thrown off, and the application tracking system, the software program that you use to apply for jobs that for a specific organization, the resume might not be read. So that's why I say you really got to have a traditional resume along with the creative resume. So as it says here, the application tracking system, which scans resumes for keywords, may not recognize text on a creative resume. Therefore, do a more traditional version along with the creative. It also might be a turnoff for some more traditional employers. So like I said, I've talked to employers who are very open to creative resumes with the color, the design, the photos, but then there are others that are turned off by this. And how you figure that out depends on the type of role you're applying for, whether it's a creative role involving communication, media, or design, or whether it's a creative company such as Discovery Communication. How to share a creative resume. So if you're not uploading your creative resume to an application tracking system, how are you sharing your creative resume? You post it on your LinkedIn profile in the featured section. That is a good place to highlight your creative resume. Or you can include it in your online portfolio. If you have an online portfolio where you're sharing samples of your work, you can also post your creative resume there. You can attach a creative resume in an email directly with to a recruiting or hiring manager if you're emailing with them directly. That is a perfectly acceptable way to share a creative resume. You can also, of course, if you are networking with somebody in person, sharing a creative resume by just handing them a copy of it would be a perfectly acceptable way as well. But if you are emailing your creative resume, I would also share your traditional resume along with it, just so they have both versions. If you have any questions about creative resumes, how to create one, if you'd like me to review your creative resume, feel free to email me at juliab@american.edu. And I hope you have a great day.